Welcome back. I just love that graphic. As you just saw, it's time for another edition of our series, Women Mean Business. And just wait until you hear today's guest's resume. Ceci Cleary has worked as a producer, actor, stunt woman, sports model, and professional athlete. After graduating from the University of Vermont, Cleary moved to Hawaii and became a professional big wave windsurfer in Maui. She was one of the first women in the world to kite surf in Hawaii and also participated in the Olympic trials in 2004. She broke into the movie industry, working behind the camera on commercials and music videos. Recently, she was involved in the movie To Leslie, which the Hollywood Reporter described as, quote, searingly low-key and beautifully acted. She's currently the development executive for Blue Water Lane Productions. Ceci Cleary is clearly a woman who means business, and Ceci joins us now. Ceci, thanks so much for being here this morning. So I want to hear a little bit about your path and how you got here. I mean, windsurfing, stunt double. We saw a picture of you on a horse there. You've done it all, and now in the movie industry, so many different roles. Did you know that you wanted to end up where you are now? And just tell me a little bit about the path along the way.
I think I knew when I was doing stunt work in Hawaii. I did a lot of film stunt work, and I just fell in love with the movie business. And so I kept doing stunt work as long as I could. And then I got into scouting and locations, and I did PA work. I did whatever job I could on the set just to learn, to find my place. And I think I always knew it was producing. It just took a while to get there.
Absolutely. As I think it feels a lot of the time for all of us that it takes a while to get to where we ultimately want to be. And I'm going to ask you for some advice at the end of this. But let's talk about one of your latest films, To Leslie. You've described it as the type of story you like to tell as it matters and makes a difference. Tell us what you mean by that, and also the importance for you in the position that you're in to tell stories like that.
Yes, we picked it for various reasons. One is a story that makes a difference. It's about humanity, and it also talks about addiction, which I think everybody has experienced someone in their life that has some sort of situation like that. And it's humanity. Part of the story, a perfect stranger helps this person. So that was one of the reasons we picked it. And the acting's amazing. Andrea Riseborough, I've never seen a performance like that in my life. I was on set every day. And Michael Morris, the director, is one of the best directors I've ever worked with. So it was a really positive experience. We shot it during COVID, which was very challenging.
Absolutely. And obviously just powerhouses both behind and in front of the camera. It's so cool. As we've been doing this series, one of the questions that comes up, which is interesting because we have had such a variation of women interviewed here, is what's it like in a male-dominated industry? And I preface it that way just because a lot of industries are just that. But I wonder what it was like coming up for you within the entertainment movie industry, and if there's any changes you hope to see moving forward or that you're sort of actively working on.
Yes, it is challenging because there are only 30% of females are producers. So I work with mostly men, so I had to really prove myself. But the men I've worked with have been great. They've been supportive, but you do have to prove yourself every day. You're only as good as your last act. And advice for women breaking into it, I would just say, keep working at it. Just prove yourself and you'll succeed.
Is there anything you wish you could go back and tell a younger you who maybe was in the middle of switching up your careers or just starting out in the movie industry that you wish you would have known then that now you'd love to be able to go back and tell her?
Yes, ask for help. You don't have to know everything, and to identify what you don't know and find a mentor and just say, I don't know this. Could you teach me? Or delegate and say, I can't do everything. You can't know every area of the business of production and making a movie. It's so complicated and there's so many different facets. I wish I had reached out earlier, and you don't always have to be the smartest person in the room. You're actually smarter if you're not the smartest person in the room.
Such a good point. Knowing what you don't know, so important. And asking for help, something that sometimes can be tough, but a great reminder. Ceci Cleary, thank you so much. Wonderful to meet you and to get to talk to you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.